The third and final method that we're going to cover here, method three, is using an LLM that's either the free version of ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or whatever the LLM of your choice is. We're going to pair that with either a project folder or a number of different prompts in order to get some really nice stuff out of it that is tailored to the job description that you're applying to. So as I've gone through before, the brief is basically located here. That's what you're looking at. We have the prompt resources that we will dig into in a moment, and we have all the different links in terms of what will go into the prompt. We'll have the exact prompt of training the actual GPT or LLM to make sure that you're getting the right output, and then we have a resume builder prompt. So it is multi-step, but once you get this process built out, it actually is faster. It's just there's a lot more upfront work. So let's dig into the next step. Let's first build that resume project within ChatGPT. Again, other LLMs allow you to create projects. I'm just using ChatGPT because I paid for it and I actually kind of like it. So within projects, we're going to hit new project. We're going to hit resume in there and hit create project. Nice. Now, just as we've done before, we're going to add the training material, which is our first source data. So I have that inside of my downloads, all training data, and this is all the projects that I listed out in a document form, all the different skill categories for somebody with my job title, the bullet points by individual job, which took us crazy long time to do, my portfolio, and my most updated resume. Next, we're going to review the resume templates and the resume prompt resources. The reason that we're reviewing this stuff is we want to use something that isn't going to overtrain the model. If we use too many different versions, the model gets crazy confused. So I have provided way too many examples. Um, it's just one of those crazy things. If you give it 1,000 different CVs, it's basically going to train it off of the majority of them or only pick one, at which point that doesn't really do a great job. So maybe we don't need to provide it the most amount of training material in the world. And it's the same thing within the prompt resources. You want to select one of those prompts at a time. The prompt that I'm going to use is this one. So I'm going to open this up. Now, in your case, I always suggest making a copy of the prompt so that you can adjust as needed. So I'm going to do make a copy. So having done this a few times, I can tell you that there's lots and lots of material here and I provided way too much. So I'm going to remove a good portion of it. I like the one example that I've linked here and I am removing that. This is oversimplified dramatically what I'm trying to get the model to do. Bear in mind, this project training data instructions is specific to the project, and we're going to pair that with an additional prompt on top of this. In some cases, you don't have to do that. I just felt like I wanted to keep the two separate so I could adjust for additional prompts later. This is all kind of part of the game, but just go with it. Copy the entire prompt back to our project in ChatGPT. Go to Add Instructions, paste, then save. Now I want to tailor the resume to the job description in a very defined way using a prompt. Again, I just want to make it very clear for the sake of simplicity, you could combine what I just showed you into one very massive prompt. I've separated them out. It's up to you. The other thing I want to mention is ChatGPT is still not great with structure. None of the LLMs are. So you will have to do some manual copying and pasting afterwards. That being said, let's quickly dig into this. So I'm opening this up. I'm going to copy the massive prompt in here, which is telling basically ChatGPT how to tailor it, and then we are going to adjust these individual sections. So copy, we're pasting into ChatGPT. Now I want to put in the company data. Now you can just do the job description or you can do a little more robust work, which I've shown in previous activities, which is basically running a prompt against the job description. Let's just drop this in here. We'll head over to the job and outreach tracking sheet. I am going to copy everything that includes the job description URL and paste it into ChatGPT. Just food for thought. You can start to play with some of the different GPT models. I have O1 for advanced reasoning. You only get 25 a month at the current price point for now, but these things change from week to week, which is pretty crazy. The standard is 4.0. Let's just see what happens when I run it this way. In a moment, you'll get a couple of extra questions. This is common with a lot of prompting best practices, which is ask a couple of clarifying questions in order to give me the best possible output. So in this case, it basically is asking me about the specifics of the job and any particular achievement. So I put it in and we run it, and we're very quickly getting our results. Okay, this took entirely too long, and for whatever reason, it decided that it was going to close off a portion of my resume. This sometimes happens when the models are thinking too hard. Some of the personalization is in there, but not a whole lot. So I could potentially ask it to do a better job. I could give it a little more feedback. I could change the model to maybe like the general GPT. There's a lot of different things that you can do here, but ultimately this is fine. I will adjust and then I will save my version of it. Before I tailor my resume, obviously I want to make a copy of the existing version so that I have a fresh version, and I'm going to relocate it into my applications folder within the job boards kind of main folder. So let's do that really quickly. File, make a copy, adjust the name, company name first, your name, and then the type of document. In this case, it's a resume. Relocate it to the applications folder within job boards. If you have to create a folder, go for it. Great. Next, I want to make sure that I am migrating over the areas that I like and adjusting as needed. This is one of the frustrating parts of using ChatGPT is that the structure is not perfect, so I have to import it into my existing resume so the structure is perfect. You can just watch me real quick. I'm going to move super fast. You're watching me at 50x speed, adjusting the resume and tailoring the different sections so it's in the format that I want and the bullet points match. Good, I've updated everything. Now I just need to save PDF versions. File, download as a PDF, and now it's uploaded. And I want to make sure that I put it into my job tracking sheet. So I'm clicking share and throwing it in here. Before I can complete the application, I want to make sure that I build a custom cover letter. Sometimes cover letters are required to be attached. Other times you can just copy and paste the raw stuff. I like that a lot better. Let me just show you how we can take an existing prompt and throw it on top of this whole resume builder prompt and very quickly get a cover letter. So I have an existing cover letter prompt. I have a bunch of training data in here. I'm going to eliminate a lot of that, but first I'm going to copy. Back inside of ChatGPT, I just want to make sure that I ask it to build me a cover letter, but I'm going to remove a lot of that extra training material. Delete and run it. Now it's giving me clarifying questions. I'm like, dude, just build it. Good. It's a very tailored cover letter. I like that it's taken a lot of information from the job description. It's used the information that I gave it from Nova Resume as training material. So this is perfect. I'm going to right click and copy. Inside of my application folder, I'm going to create a doc and paste. Everything's in there. I could add more information like my LinkedIn, my phone number, my email, and I'm of course going to name this thing. Last step, I want to make sure that I download as a PDF, go into my drive and upload, copy link, paste. Of course, the final part of this is completing the application, making sure that you have all the materials that you need, and we are done with AI tailored resumes. So let's get into the next section, which is going to be application tracking and building all the crazy stuff that goes along with job search hacks and outreach and all that other good stuff.